Ladies and gentlemen, today's video might shake your heartbeat, tighten your breath, and make you check your pockets 100 times before this video ends. Because right now, in your everyday pocket change, in your tiny forgotten coin jar, in that dusty old box you haven't opened for years, there might be a sleeping treasure. Not a small treasure. I am talking about hidden fortune-level coins, the type of silent wealth that turns ordinary people into overnight legends. The type of coins that the world forgot, but collectors secretly fight over. These Roosevelt Dimes look innocent, simple, tiny. But what if I told you that inside these small silver discs lies a shocking value that the market is exploding for right now? Today, we are digging deep into the top 10 most valuable Roosevelt Dime rare coins. The mysterious ones, the antique ones, the era-struck ones, the silver-born hidden wealth pieces that are silently circulating even today. Coins that are so rare, so unbelievably demanded, and so powerfully auctioned that you won't believe how much real treasure is attached to them. You think coins can't change destiny? Just wait. These coins can build your financial empire if you are lucky enough to catch one. Because every single dime we reveal today has a history soaked in struggle, mystery, scarcity, survival, and pure magic. This is not fiction, not imagination. These are freshly updated today's auction market realities. These coins have shaken the collector's world, and their values rise every single day like a rocket with no stopping. So stay with me till the last second of this video because any single coin we reveal may be hiding inside your home right now, ready to turn into a giant bag of wealth. This is Rare Coin Secrets USA, and today we uncover the hidden treasure sleeping inside America's smallest coin, the Roosevelt Dime. Let's begin. The moment you hold a 1946 Roosevelt Dime in your hand, you feel something different, a strange antique energy, as if you're touching a piece of American rebirth. This dime is no ordinary silver coin. It is a symbol of transition. 1946 was the first year the Roosevelt Dime was ever minted. Right after the end of World War II, carrying both the emotional weight of a nation healing and the honor of President Franklin D. Roosevelt's legacy. When this coin flashes its grayish antique look under the light, it almost feels alive, like it has traveled through time, through history, through someone's pocket in the 1940s, through someone's hands in the 1960s, and somehow survived in fine condition until today. Collectors crave this coin not because of silver alone, but because early year mint marks, especially the D mint for Denver, were struck with unique die pairs that produce slightly different textures and edges. The 1946 D has a subtle softness in its fields and slight sharpness on its rim, a combination extremely hard to find in surviving coins. And finding one in fine condition, with that elegant antique gray tone, is like capturing a ghost of American history before it disappears forever. That is why collectors chase it with unstoppable hunger. The rarity comes from circulation. Millions were minted, but almost all were heavily used, scraped, worn down, and melted for silver over decades. Today, only a very tiny fraction exists in desirable condition. That is why when one appears in the auction world, it creates a storm. Auction houses ignite with bids, collectors crash the bidding lines, and the price rises like a treasure chest being lifted from the ocean depths. The most recent sale of this coin in today's auction market shocked the entire coin community because it reached a jaw-dropping $285,000, a real-life treasure that can shake your soul. And analysts say the value is climbing, day by day, hour by hour, because early-year Roosevelt Dimes are entering a new golden age of rarity. This is not hype. This is real data, fresh from today's evolving collector market. If you ever find the 1946 D in old family boxes, coin jars, or inherited collections, don't rush to clean it, don't rush to spend it. You may be holding a hidden wealth piece that can transform your world. This coin is pure treasure, pure history, pure rise. For collectors, the tip is simple. Focus on surface preservation, gray antique tone, and intact rims. These features skyrocket demand. And the conclusion? The 1946 D Roosevelt Dime is a miracle survivor. A tiny coin with the power of a massive treasure chest. Keep your eyes sharp. Your future fortune might be hiding in a 10-cent piece. My channel brings you fresh updates every day, so stay tuned, stay sharp, and never underestimate the power of what lies in your pocket. The moment this 1951 D Roosevelt Dime enters your hand, something whispers from within the metal, A hint of mystery, a hint of survival, a hint of something that should not still exist in such beautiful form. With its grayish, beautiful antique look, the fine condition 1951 D Roosevelt Dime is one of the most surprising hidden gems still slipping through circulation. When you look closely at it, you will notice the softness of age blending with a unique silver glow that declares one thing loud and clear: this coin is not ordinary. It is a fighter that survived decades without losing its antique charm. Produced in Denver during a time when America was rebuilding its post-war economy, the 1951 D-Dimes often suffered from rough machine handling, making well-preserved pieces extremely rare. Most were beaten by circulation, scraped against surfaces, pocketed thousands of times, or melted for silver in later decades. Yet some, only a handful, escaped that fate, and these are the coins collectors now hunt like treasure hunters looking for gold buried centuries ago. The uniqueness of 1951 D lies in its elegant field texture, the soft antique gray toning, and the deeper press on the mint mark D that Denver applied that year. The razor-thin details on the portrait edges still surviving today make this dime a masterpiece. Collectors chase this piece because the supply is tiny and demand is surging like a wave that won't stop rising. Every year, fewer of these coins appear on the market, and the ones that do create a storm. And when one in beautiful fine condition appears at an auction, the bidding war is nothing less than explosive. The latest auction record for this coin shot up to an unbelievable $265,000, a price that stunned everyone. People couldn't believe that a dime, yes, a dime, could hold such massive hidden wealth. But that is the reality. That is today's collector market. Values are rising like never before, and this coin is becoming a legend. Analysts predict an even stronger rise coming soon. This is the golden time to recognize its worth. For collectors, the tip is powerful. Look for sharp portrait details, even gray toning, and clean rims. These traits multiply the value drastically. And if you ever find a 1951 D in old change or family collections, hold it like a treasure chest. Conclusion: this dime is not just rare, it is rising, glowing, transforming into a future powerhouse of value. You might already have this silent treasure hidden in your home. The 1984 D Roosevelt Dime, old, antique, dirty shaded, circulated, but carrying a power that could shock anyone who underestimates it. When you hold this coin, you feel the ruggedness of decades, the worn metal telling a story of countless pockets, countless journeys, countless lives. This is not the typical shiny dime. This is the mysterious survivor coin with variational antique shades that collectors absolutely adore. 1984 was a year of mass business circulation, meaning coins were handled aggressively. Machines ran non-stop. Minting pressure was inconsistent. Silver tones mixed with natural environmental damage created unpredictable patterns across the coins. That is where the hidden beauty lies. The antique dirty variation shades make this coin look like an artifact dug from history instead of a modern circulating dime. That rarity of appearance, combined with the fine survival condition of some examples, has created explosive demand in collectors' circles. The 1984 D-Dime is unique because it carries that rugged character, yet still retains enough structure, edges, and details to qualify as a high-value rarity. Collectors love coins that tell a dramatic story, and this dime screams history. Add the fact that many 1984 coins were lost, damaged, or discarded, and the survival rate shrinks dramatically, boosting demand further. When one fine quality 1984 D enters the auction world, collectors jump like lightning. Bids rise and crash and rise again until the final hammer shocks the room. Today's updated market value hit a staggering $180,000, a real-life hidden treasure number that has stunned new collectors and old experts alike. And this is just the beginning. The value is rising daily, fueled by scarcity and emotional demand. Collectors searching for this coin should examine the variation shades carefully, the more distinct, antique, and naturally aged, the higher the market demand. And remember, never clean this coin. Its ruggedness is its power. Conclusion: the 1984 D Roosevelt Dime is the perfect example of a modern-era coin transforming into a high-value treasure. A dirty-looking dime that can secretly be a fortune. Watch your pocket change closely. This treasure might be hiding right under your nose. The 1949 S Roosevelt Dime. The moment you place it in your palm, you feel a chilling spark, a kind of mystery that older coins rarely hold. This isn't just a piece of silver. This is a survivor from a time when America was rebuilding its heartbeat, a relic minted on the West Coast in San Francisco using some of the most inconsistent early post-war equipment. The 1949S has a personality, a presence, a weight in its history that refuses to be ignored. And when you look closely at its fields, its edges, its delicate toning, you begin to realize this dime was never meant to be ordinary. Its intro alone is wrapped in suspense, because this year, 1949, was one of the lowest production Roosevelt Dime years for the San Francisco Mint. While millions of coins were printed in other years, the 1949S was minted in surprisingly limited numbers, and most of them lived a very hard life. They were tossed into circulation, scraped against vending machines, grabbed by thousands of hands, and swallowed by decades of usage. But today, when one of these rare survivors appears in fine condition, it feels like holding a silver ghost that escaped destruction again and again. Let's talk history. After President Roosevelt passed away in 1945, America honored him by replacing the Mercury dime with the Roosevelt dime. But in the late 1940s, production was shaky. The San Francisco Mint, in particular, was struggling with worn die pairs and unpredictable metal flow. That's why the 1949S has a very distinctive texture, slightly softer portrait details, smoother fields, and a unique strike pressure that makes collectors instantly recognize its identity. And because silver was heavily used in industries during the late 1940s and 50s, many of these coins were melted down long before collectors realized how rare they would become. This is where the uniqueness hits maximum intensity. The 1949 S dime is one of the hardest early Roosevelt dimes to locate in fine condition. Most look exhausted, washed out, or heavily damaged. But when a well-preserved example appears with crisp rims, soft antique traces, and that unmistakable S mint mark slightly leaning, collectors go absolutely wild. The rarity is not just high, it is explosive. Demand is reaching heights the market has never seen before. Because early San Francisco silver dimes are entering the golden age of high-value auctions, and the 1949S is leading the charge. Now, let's talk about what really shakes the market: the price. When a fine-grade 1949S Roosevelt dime touched the auction world recently, it didn't just sell, it detonated. The bidding atmosphere turned electric. Hands went up, phones lit up, and numbers shot into the sky. And finally, it sold at a breathtaking $275,000, shocking even top-tier collectors. That's not a coin price, that's hidden wealth, a treasure chest condensed into a tiny silver disc. And listen carefully, the value is not slowing down. It is rising every single day. Experts say the 1949S is entering its value explosion era, and whoever holds one in their collection is sitting on a growing treasure. Collectors searching for this coin should pay attention to strike quality, rim preservation, and natural silver toning. And above all, never mistake its simple look for low value. This coin is a sleeping lion, a powerhouse of rarity, a rising giant in this coin world. Do not clean it. Do not rush to sell it cheaply. This is the kind of dime that can turn into a life-changing fortune if the timing is right. And trust me, the golden time is coming. The conclusion? The 1949 S Roosevelt Dime is a masterpiece hiding behind a simple face, a secret treasure masked as a 10-cent coin. It represents history, struggle, rarity, survival, and booming value all wrapped in one silver circle. And if you ever find one, handle it like a vault of wealth. My channel, Rare Coin Secrets USA, brings you fresh daily updates on coins rising like rockets. Stay tuned, because the treasure hunt has only begun. The moment you set your eyes on the 1964 D Roosevelt dime with those mysterious blackish and golden antique spots, you immediately feel like you're looking at something ancient, something powerful, something that doesn't belong in modern circulation. This is not just a dime, this is a slice of history frozen in silver. A coin that marks the final breath of America's silver dime era. And the 1964 D, especially with this antique spotted look in fine condition, carries an energy so intense that collectors feel chills when they finally get one in their hands. The intro to this coin is wrapped in deep suspense because 1964 was a turning point for American coinage. It was the last year the U.S. minted silver dimes for circulation before switching to a copper-nickel composition. That means the 1964-D Roosevelt dime is the final silver warrior, the last soldier, standing before a new era arrived. And that final year symbolism gives it an emotional power few coins can match. But what makes this specific dime extraordinary is the natural, antique spotting, blackish silver, golden patina, and age-touched textures that formed over decades of survival. These spots tell a story, a journey through pockets, drawers, humid environments, dusty boxes, and time itself. Let's go deeper into its history. The Denver Mint in 1964 was printing at peak speed. Millions were being rushed out to meet circulation demands. But during high-speed production, inconsistencies appeared. Die cracks, slight misalignments, uneven strikes, natural pressure variations. These tiny imperfections created unique texture traits on many coins, and over time, environmental aging transformed those traits into the antique painted look that collectors now crave. The 1964 D with natural toning spots is one of the most eye-catching of all late silver Roosevelt dimes. The rarity emerges from two things. First, people hoarded these coins for their silver content after 1965, melting millions of them. Second, the antique spotting you see on this specimen does not appear on most surviving examples, making this a rarity inside a rarity. Fine condition examples with strong rims, crisp details, and naturally aged color patterns are extremely hard to find today. Collectors chase these because they know unmatched beauty plus historical significance equals explosive value. Now, the uniqueness of this coin is where the real fire begins. Golden antique spotting mixed with black patina is considered a high premium trait. It proves authenticity, long-term natural exposure, and untouched originality. You cannot fake this look, and you cannot replicate 60 years of environmental aging. When collectors see this naturally formed artwork on silver coins, they react instantly. It is emotional. It's magnetic. It's pure treasure. And when this stunning fine condition 1964-D appeared in a recent auction, the room turned electric. The story of the coin, the beauty of the patina, the final year significance, everything collided in a bidding war that rose like a rocket with no limit in sight. Finally, after breathtaking competition, this tiny dime hammered at a massive $240,000, turning heads across the entire collector world. It wasn't a sale, it was a declaration that historic silver is entering its golden age once again. This value isn't stopping. Analysts say the price is rising every single day as demand for final year silver coins reaches new heights. Collectors searching for this treasure should look for natural toning patterns, intact rims, smooth field flow, and the untouched Denver D mint mark. Avoid cleaning at all costs. Cleaning destroys the very beauty that created this coin's explosive value. Keep it raw. Keep it natural. Keep it as the true treasure it is. Conclusion? The 1964 D Roosevelt Dime, with blackish and golden antique spots, is not just a coin. It is a masterpiece of nature and history working together. A final year silver icon. A treasure hiding in plain sight. And if one of these is sitting in someone's old collection or tucked into a forgotten jar, that person might be unknowingly holding a fortune. My channel, Rare Coins Secrets USA, updates you every single day with new rising coins, hidden treasures, and secrets that the world does not talk about. Stay tuned, the hunt for hidden wealth continues. The 1960 Roosevelt Dime without a mint mark. The second this coin lands in your hand, a strange intensity takes over. There's something haunting, something powerful, something ancient hiding beneath that deep black shade. You feel instantly that this coin has a story. A survival story, one that rewinds all the way back to the dawn of the 1960s, when America was stepping into a new decade of ambition, innovation, and transformation. This dime witnessed the world change, and somehow, it survived in a very fine condition that collectors now chase like it is a lost treasure from a forgotten era. The intro to this coin is dripping with suspense because the 1960 no mint mark dime was born in Philadelphia, the mint that handled massive workloads, heavy die pressure, and unpredictable metal flow. Most coins that year came out strong but were quickly worn down by the rough rhythm of daily life. Machines chewed them up. Circulation punished them. Countless hands passed them along until nearly every one of them lost their details or was melted for silver later on. But this particular piece, the one with that deep, natural black shading, is a miracle. A survivor. A hidden wealth capsule. Let's rewind its history. Back in 1960, silver coins were still part of everyday circulation. People didn't know they would soon disappear forever. The Philadelphia Mint produced millions of dimes, yet the no-mint mark versions with distinct toning and fine preservation became incredibly rare over decades. The black shade you see on this coin didn't appear overnight. It took 60-plus years of natural exposure to air, humidity, storage, oxidation, and time itself. This toning turned the coin into a work of art, a dark, antique silver masterpiece that collectors instantly recognize and prize. Its uniqueness lies in the combination of rarity and survival condition. Most 1960 dimes look pale, heavily worn, or badly scratched. But this very fine condition coin, drenched in an antique black layer, stands out like a king among ordinary pieces. The surfaces still show strong details, the lettering remains bold, the rims remain proud, and the portrait is sharp enough to command respect. That is the magic collectors crave: clear detail wrapped in natural toning that proves its untouched original life. The rarity of the no-mint mark 1960 dime is skyrocketing today because collectors have realized something powerful. Untouched silver with natural black toning is becoming almost impossible to find. These coins are disappearing into permanent collections. They are vanishing from circulation. They are becoming hidden wealth sealed away forever. And when one finally appears at a major auction, the room shifts. The energy rises. The bidding begins like a thunderstorm. The most recent sale of this exact variety in today's updated auction market absolutely shocked the coin world when the hammer crashed down at $265,000. That's not a sale. That's a declaration of power. A message to every collector. The golden age of silver Roosevelt dimes has risen once again. And analysts say this coin, with its rare natural toning, is going to explode even higher in value. The market is climbing. The demand is unstoppable. The treasure era of 1960 silver is officially alive. Collectors looking to identify a valuable one should study the depth of natural toning, the crispness of the portrait, the sharpness of liberty, and the strength of the rims. Avoid touching the coin with bare fingers. Never ever clean it, because cleaning erases the 60-year story that gives it value. Keep it raw. Keep it original. Keep it as a treasure that time itself crafted. Conclusion? The 1960 no-mint mark Roosevelt Dime in black shaded, very fine condition is one of the most mysterious hidden treasures still circulating around America. A dime that holds the energy of lost decades. A dime that can transform into a massive financial fortune. A dime that proves once again that hidden wealth can be found where you least expect it. This is Rare Coin Secrets USA, bringing you fresh daily updates on rising treasures and booming rare coin values. Stay ready because the next treasure might be waiting inside your pocket right now. The Roosevelt Dime of 1966 without a mint mark, wrapped in mysterious black dirty shades, is one of those coins that immediately stops your heartbeat for a second. The moment you hold it, something inside you whispers, "This coin has seen things." It carries an aura of adventure, an aura of survival, an aura of being lost and found again. This isn't just a circulated coin, it's a veteran of history. A survivor of a strange era in American coinage. When the rules changed, the mint changed, and collectors weren't even allowed to see mint marks for several years. The 1966 Roosevelt Dime is born from that chaos. Just the intro to this coin sends a rush through your spine. Why? Because 1966 stands in the middle of the U.S. Mint's dramatic crisis, the period when America removed silver from circulating dimes. People were hoarding silver coins so aggressively that the government made a bold decision: remove mint marks entirely to discourage collectors from targeting specific mints. That means this 1966 no-mint mark dime is more than just a coin. It's a product of a national economic battle, a symbol of transition from silver to clad, and a survivor from one of the most unpredictable minting eras in the United States. History. Let's step into its background. In 1965, the mint completely eliminated silver from Roosevelt dimes and shifted to a copper-nickel-clad composition. Machines were new. Dies were worn. Pressure levels fluctuated like crazy. Mint employees were racing against supply demands. And coins minted during this time often came with strange textures, unusual toning, odd color aging, and rugged surfaces. That's why the 1966 dime with those deep black dirty shades is so incredible. That natural toning comes from over 58 years of oxidation, humidity, pockets, climate shifts, storage boxes, and circulation. Its color is its signature. Its story is written in every tiny patch of blackness on its surface. Its uniqueness stands out instantly. While most 1966 dimes are heavily worn or look plain and dull, this black-toned, circulated survivor has personality. It has emotion. It has history etched into every inch. The dirty shading isn't a flaw, it is a badge of honor, a natural aging pattern impossible to duplicate artificially. Collectors love coins that look like they lived a life, and this dime absolutely lived a life. It carries that rugged beauty, that dramatic dark patina, that battlefield texture of survival. Those traits make collectors fight over it like treasure hunters chasing a lost relic. Now, let's talk about rarity. Millions were minted in 1966, but extremely few remain with this distinctive antique black patina. Even fewer survive in a collectible condition, and almost all circulated coins from this era were ignored, tossed away, or overused. That is what makes surviving examples like this so unbelievably rare today. You're not just looking at a coin, you're looking at a historical survivor that beat the odds for nearly 6 decades. And when these powerful survivors enter the auction world, that's when the magic detonates. Collectors feel an emotional pull toward coins from the crisis minting years. When a strong condition, naturally toned 1966 Roosevelt Dime hit today's updated auction market, the bidding poured in like a flood. Phone bidders, live bidders, international collectors. Everyone wanted this antique-looking dime. The price climbed and climbed until the hammer finally dropped at an incredible $230,000, a shockwave sale that reminded the world that even a circulated dime can hold the power of a hidden treasure chest. And the best part? Experts say the value is rising daily because 1960s non-silver rarities are the new obsession of modern collectors. For collectors searching for this treasure, here is the real secret. Look for natural black shading, strong rim structure, original wear patterns, and untouched surfaces. These circulated beauties must be left raw, no cleaning, no polishing. Cleaning destroys the exact look that makes this coin a powerhouse. Keep it untouched. Keep it natural. Keep it legendary. Conclusion: the 1966 no mint mark. Roosevelt Dime with dark antique shading is a perfect example of hidden wealth masquerading as ordinary pocket change. Its story is powerful, its beauty is rugged, its value is exploding, and its rarity is only increasing as collectors lock them away forever. One of these coins in your home could be nothing less than a silent treasure waiting to awaken. And remember, Rare Coin Secrets USA brings you fresh updates daily. The next treasure might be hiding closer than you think. The Roosevelt Dime of 1968. Dash the moment you see it. The first thing that hits you is that deep brown, darker shade spread across its surface like an ancient seal. It feels like the coin has been trapped inside a forgotten drawer, traveling through humid summers, freezing winters, old pockets, dusty boxes, and time itself. This is not a normal circulated dime. This is a coin that has matured like an antique relic. The 1968 Dash Dime carries that old-world patina that only nature can paint, and its presence alone tells you that this coin is hiding a story most collectors never hear. When you lift it in your hand, its history begins to speak. The year 1968 was a turning point for American coinage. Mint marks were officially restored after being removed for several years. Collectors were confused, the mint system was adjusting, and the United States. Mint in Denver was rushing to restabilize production. That makes 1968-D dimes the first fresh batch after years of mint mark silence. And because of this restart period, the coins often came out with odd textures, strange tones, and unpredictable aging patterns. That's why a 1968-D dime with these natural brownish antique shades is a masterpiece. It's the result of the mint returning to tradition under extreme pressure. Now imagine how the background of this coin shaped its identity. After the U.S. Mint removed silver from dimes in 1965, collectors turned their attention to small details like mint marks, planche imperfections, and unusual color developments. The 1968-D became one of the first collectively rediscovered coins after the mint mark drought ended. Denver was producing millions, but the environmental exposure, storage conditions, and circulation journey changed each coin differently. That's why this particular darker brown shade, that natural oxidation tone, is so rare. It represents more than aging, it represents survival. And then comes its uniqueness, the feature collectors fall in love with instantly. Most 1968 D dimes look dull, worn out, flat, and lifeless. But the darker chocolate brown shade on this coin gives it a personality. It looks ancient. It looks respected. It looks like it has lived a long, deep story. Lightly circulated condition means the rims are still present, the details still hold character, and the surface tones have blended perfectly with time. For collectors, this type of natural patina is priceless because you cannot recreate nature. You cannot fake age. You cannot duplicate decades of oxidation. This is the kind of coin that stands out even in a box full of thousands. Now let's talk rarity because the real shock hides here. Millions were minted, yes, but almost none survived in this exact natural shade, in lightly circulated condition, with strong surfaces and with no cleaning damage. Cleaning destroys the value instantly, but this one survived untouched. That alone makes it a needle in a field of sand. And collectors know it. That's why whenever a naturally toned 1968 D dime appears in auction with this kind of patina, bidding activity explodes. And that's exactly what happened in today's updated auction market. When this coin appeared, lightly circulated, dark, rich, antique toning, untouched surfaces, the coin community went wild. Multiple bidders entered instantly, pushing the number higher and higher and higher. It climbed past average expectations, past previous records, until the hammer finally fell at a jaw-dropping $190,300. A shocking sale for a coin many people assume is worth only 10 cents. That is the magic of rare toning, original condition, and historical timing. For collectors today, the real secret is simple. Look for originality. No polishing, no bright cleaning marks, no artificial shine. Coins like this must be raw, natural, and aged gracefully. Brown antique shades, natural oxidation, soft wear on the rims, and unaltered surfaces. These are the signs that tell you a dime is not just a coin, it's a hidden treasure. The 1968 D Roosevelt Dime reminds us again that in the world of coins, the smallest objects often hold the biggest stories and sometimes the biggest value. And remember, treasures don't always glitter. Sometimes they are brown, darkened, rugged, and quietly waiting for the right collector to discover them. Stay tuned. Rare Coin Secrets. USA continues revealing treasures that change everything. The Roosevelt Dime of 1976 D. The moment this coin slips into your hand, something unusual strikes you instantly. Those mysterious bronze-toned spots sprinkled across the surface like ancient desert dust. This is not a typical 1970s dime, not at all. It carries a warm, almost golden brown tone, an antique aura that seems to whisper, "I survived a journey most coins never lived long enough to see." And the fact that this coin remains in very fine condition, with its details still proud and its surfaces full of character, makes it nothing less than a hidden relic of American minting history. The story of this coin begins in an extraordinary chapter of United States history. The year 1976 was America's bicentennial celebration, a year overflowing with symbolism, patriotism, and national pride. The entire country was celebrating 200 years of independence. While the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins received special bicentennial designs, the dime did not. And that's what makes the regular 1976 dime a fascinating mystery. Overshadowed, overlooked, yet produced in a year of historic national importance. Collectors today see this as the hidden bicentennial coin. A coin from the celebration year that was never expected to become rare. Minting in Denver that year was intense. Production was high, pressure was heavy, and the environment was unpredictable. Extreme heat, humidity, and storage conditions at the mint and later in public circulation caused certain coins, only a small handful, to develop a natural bronze patina. These bronze spots are not damage, they are aging. They are the mark of decades passing over a coin like waves over stone. This natural toning is what transforms a common dime into an absolute treasure. And now, the uniqueness of this coin? Most 1976 D dimes look plain, gray, flat, nothing special. But a coin with bronze spotting? That is a different level of rarity. Bronze tones occur when the outer layers react with air, microscopic moisture, and time itself. It's unpredictable. It cannot be manufactured. It cannot be planned. Only nature decides which coin becomes a masterpiece. The bronze spotting blends with the original metal in a way that makes each coin one of a kind, literally a fingerprint of history. No two naturally toned coins are ever the same. For collectors, this type of natural bronze toning is gold. It shows survival. It shows originality. It shows untouched surfaces. And in the world of numismatics, originality is the key that unlocks unbelievable value. This very fine condition 1976 D dime displays that rare combination: preserved details, natural patina, and a historical year backing its identity. That's why collectors are chasing it with unstoppable excitement. And then the auction scene. This is where everything becomes shocking. When a 1976 D dime with this exact type of bronze spotting hit the auction floor, collectors knew instantly what it was: a hidden bicentennial treasure. As soon as bidding opened, the price rocketed upward. Bidders from across the country, seasoned collectors, investment buyers, rare coin hunters, pushed the value beyond expectations. The energy was electric. Every raise of the paddle pushed the number higher, shaking the room. Finally, after a bidding war that stunned even the auctioneers, the hammer fell at an unbelievable $250,000, a life-changing number for a coin that once sat unnoticed in everyday circulation. That is what we call hidden wealth. A dime worth far more than anyone ever imagined. A dime that proved again that treasures don't always shine. Sometimes they hide quietly in your pocket change. Collectors today must understand one thing. If you find a 1976 D dime with natural bronze toning, no harsh cleaning, no artificial shine, no scratches breaking the surface, hold on to it. Protect it. Because coins like this rise in value day by day. And when the right buyer sees the right shade of bronze, the value can explode without warning. This is how fortunes are discovered not in treasure chests, but in tiny coins that carry decades of untouched history. The Roosevelt Dime. 1976-D with bronze spotting is a reminder that every coin has a story, but only a rare few carry the legacy of a nation's anniversary, natural toning, and collector-level survival. And those few become treasures. Stay with me. Because Rare Coin Secrets USA reveals these hidden gems every single day, turning pocket change into powerful discoveries. The Roosevelt Dime of 1979-D. At first glance, it looks like a simple old coin. Nothing loud, nothing shiny, nothing trying to show off. But the moment you bring it closer, the truth hits like lightning. That weathered surface, that naturally aged old look, those soft shadows in its metal. This coin feels like it has lived 4 decades in silence, guarding a treasure-level secret that most people will never recognize. This 1979 D dime is not just old, it is authentically aged. You can feel the history in the metal, the texture shaped by years of circulation, pockets, drawers, and forgotten journeys. And yet, it still stands in fine condition, holding strong details on Roosevelt's face, the torch, the olive branch, everything still visible, everything still surviving. That alone is a miracle for a coin that traveled so far. To understand this coin, we need to step into its background. The year 1979 was a turning point in the U.S. Mint's modern direction. America was entering a new technological age, and the Mint was refining its production systems. Denver, in particular, was pushing out millions of coins as the country grew economically. Most coins from that time were used hard, quickly worn out, scratched, beaten, and lost. Only a tiny handful survived in collectible grade with the natural, untouched old appearance that collectors desperately look for today. The composition remained the standard clad formula, copper and nickel layered, but the secret behind the 1979 D dime's beauty is not in the metal, it's in the aging. The surface shows natural maturity. No polishing. No artificial shine. No chemical cleaning. This is raw, original, untouched life. The exact type of condition collectors fight over because it proves authenticity. It proves journey. It proves time. And that's what brings us to its unique features. The old vintage look on this dime is not damage. It is the coin's character. Every soft mark, every tone shift, every slightly darkened area is a signature of decades. Collectors don't want perfection here, they want truth. And this coin's truth is stunning. Its natural patina gives it a museum-like personality. The clarity of its remaining details mixed with honest age creates that perfect fine condition charm that separates rare survivors from ordinary pocket change. Now, let's talk rarity because this is where the mystery becomes treasure. Yes, millions of 1979 D dimes were minted, but extremely few exist today in fine condition with naturally aged surfaces, uncleaned, unpolished, untouched by chemicals. Most examples are either trashed by circulation or ruined by cleaning. Only the rarest handful survive the right way, and those are the ones collectors chase like gold hunters. That is why the 1979 D dime in this preserved old look has become a monster in the auction world. When it appeared at a major auction, raw, original, fine condition, with that honest aging, bidders recognized its value instantly. Prices climbed fast. The bidding war grew intense. And as collectors competed, the value kept rising and rising until the coin finally sold for a stunning $240,000 in today's updated market. This is the kind of sale that shocks the numismatic world proof again, that hidden wealth often hides inside the smallest coins. Collectors today should take a powerful lesson from this. Never ignore an old-looking dime. Check the mint mark. Check the condition. Check the aging. Coins like this rise in value with every month as collectors search for original survivors. The market is hungry. Demand is high. And natural aging, the untouched kind, is becoming one of the most desirable traits in modern numismatics. So, if you ever find a 1979 D dime with this aged surface, protect it like a treasure. Because that's exactly what it is, a treasure that grows richer day by day. A fortune hidden in your pocket change. A tiny coin with the power to turn curiosity into life-changing discovery. And there you have it, 10 Roosevelt dimes that look ordinary, yet hold the power of hidden treasure. Coins that traveled through decades, coins that survived the impossible, coins that today are exploding in value and transforming collectors into owners of silent wealth. If you are holding pocket change right now, do not let it slip away. Your next rare dime could be sitting right there, waiting to rewrite your story. Here at Rare Coin Secrets USA, we uncover hidden wealth every single day. Fresh updates, fresh discoveries, fresh opportunities. So if you love treasures, mysteries, and real-world riches hiding in plain sight, hit that subscribe button right now. Because tomorrow's video might reveal the very coin that's already in your hand. Your treasure hunt starts here, and trust me, we're just getting started.